In this video, I'm going to show you the emotional breakdown of Fox host as Trump loses Senate. It's not a good news for President Trump and it's a very important video. I request you to watch the video till the end. First of all, take a look at this clip, guys.
Donald Trump both is going to lose the United States Senate and has already lost his majority in the United States Senate. He is a lame duck president, and we haven't even gotten to the midterms yet. And it is because Republicans are turning against him, whether that be because Donald Trump is so politically unpopular or because he's cost them their seats. Bill Cassidy and Thom Tillis, two great examples. And Donald Trump is about to cost Republicans another seat, a seat in Texas, and it is why the Fox propaganda outlet, they're breaking down on the verge of tears, oh so sad, at dear leader's mistakes, and they are criticizing him for his idiocy. We are going to get into Fox. We are going to relish how upset they are. We're going to talk about James Tallarico, a lot to cover in this video, but it all starts with Donald Trump, like I said, having effectively lost his Senate majority already. Lawrence O'Donnell broke it down right here.
Wait a minute, I can see President Trump is so much unpopular right now. I'm talking about these days. When we compare to 2024 election, at that time, President Trump was so much popular. I remember that time he was so much popular, but now everybody is against President Trump. Even Republicans are turning against President Trump. So it's a very tough time for Trump,
It's just so delicious. You're going to have a smile on your face in this one.
Well, Washington agrees on something. It is officially a slush fund. That is the agreed upon Washington term for Donald Trump's fund for paying people who committed crimes for Donald Trump. Democrats started calling it a slush fund right away, but now Republicans are calling it a slush fund. Former Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell called it a slush fund today. Mitch McConnell, who is the senior senator from Kentucky, can now be counted as a no vote on Donald Trump's slush fund when it comes to a vote in the United States Senate. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right word, the right phrase, the right label for the latest Trumpian madness, the latest Trumpian crime against sanity. But now Republicans and Democrats agree it's a slush fund. We will soon have polling on Donald Trump's slush fund. But as of now, every new poll that comes out already shows Donald Trump at new lows in that poll. Imagine how much lower Donald Trump is going to go in the next round of polls that begin next week or later.
Yeah, President Trump is, almost 65% people are voting against President Trump in the polls. And even Fox News is showing in that polls that 65% people are opposing the policies of President Trump and they're against what President Trump is just doing.
When the slush fund finally gets factored into the polls. Senator Mitch McConnell's official statement today was simple. So the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops. Utterly stupid, morally wrong. Take your pick. The answer is, of course, both. You don't have to pick. The answer is utterly stupid and morally wrong. That's Donald Trump. Republican Senator Thom Tillis is now the best Republican phrase maker opposing Donald Trump's slush fund, calling it a, quote, payout pot for punks and stupid on stilts and tyranny.
I think it's stupid on stilts.
Why?
Because it will invariably put us in a position where your taxpayer dollars and my taxpayer dollars could potentially compensate someone who assaulted a police officer, admitted their guilt, got convicted, got pardoned, and now we're going to pay them for that? That's absurd. The American people are going to reject this out of hand. When you take money from me to give to a purpose that I vehemently disagree with, that's tyranny.
Other Republican senators willing to speak publicly against Donald Trump's fund already include Senator Bill Cassidy, who recently lost his reelection primary to a Trump-endorsed opponent, and Senator Lisa Murkowski. The Democrats would only need 4 Republicans to join them to defeat the Trump slush fund in the United States Senate. And it appears tonight as if they clearly have those 4 votes already, and possibly many more Republican votes in the Senate against the Trump slush fund.
Delicious. Delicious is the only word that I have for all of this. Donald Trump turning Republicans against each other, turning Republicans against him. You saw even Tommy Tuberville, one of the biggest idiots and worst senators out there, say, and I can use the accent because this is how he sounds. So this is not a criticism of my friends in the South, but he said, I just don't know if dear leader Trump, I just don't know if we can vote for this slush fund. I think it's a little ridiculous. Because, Tommy Tuberville he's probably had a little bit of CTE, a couple of shots to the head, not a smart guy. None of these people are, but at least they're aware enough to realize how unpopular everything that Donald Trump is doing. And the most unpopular thing he did was just endorse the most unpopular candidate possible. Ken Paxton in Texas over John Cornyn. Not only are senators freaking out, but like I said, Fox as well. Manu Raju of CNN reported Susan Collins on Ken Paxton and Donald Trump's endorsement of him in Texas. I don't understand it. He is an ethically challenged individual. John Cornyn is an outstanding senator and deserved, in my judgment, the president's support. Obviously, it's the president's call, but I'm disappointed. She said of Ken Paxton, he's ethically challenged, but this is what Fox said.
And Cornyn is a huge, prolific fundraiser. Very popular. So I think the caucus was pretty down yesterday. Hopefully John Cornyn can still win because Ken Paxton is an extremely flawed candidate, and I sense the worst is yet to come about his background.
Oh, wow. Is Fox realizing now that Donald Trump doesn't really know how to pick him? That he doesn't surround himself with quite frankly, the best people, and we love the people. They're great people. No, they're not. His cabinet is full of fuck-ups and Fox hosts. He's trying to put together a Senate of straight-up criminals. That's what Ken Paxton is. So, of course, Fox is so sad, on the verge of tears. Oh, my God, why would Donald Trump do this? He's going to lose us the Senate. And that is what they're staring down. North Carolina, we will flip blue. Maine, we will flip blue. Alaska, possibility to flip blue. Texas, oh my God. James Tallarico running away. Well, not running away. It's going to be tight. We're going to have to work hard, and we're going to have to do a lot of fundraising and a lot of organizing. But look at the polling right now.
Choice for Texas Senate. You got Tallarico here at 44%. And look at here. Ken Paxton, a Republican in Texas. The best he can do at this point is averaging 40% of the vote. I mean, I was looking at all the polling I could find. This is the best that a Democrat for Senate has been polling since 2002. That is a very long time ago. When you have to go all the way back since I was in middle school, you know that the Democrat in this particular case is polling well in Texas.
Yeah, we can see, it's a bad time for President Trump. It's a very tough time for President Trump. Every poll is saying he is losing majority. He is losing the trust of common people of USA. People are turning against Trump. Republicans are turning against President Trump. Even you have seen the best example I can give you is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She left President Trump. Then she turned against President Trump. She was literally exposing President Trump in her a lot of speeches. She was exposing President Trump, and she was talking about the Epstein files issue as well. So she was saying they were involved in Epstein file. So President Trump fired Pam Bondi as well. A lot of people right now, you can see Elon Musk. He was with President Trump in a China visit, but before a few months back, he posted something that there is a name of Trump in the Epstein file. Elon Musk posted that. So I think the bad time for President Trump has started. I think the bad time for President Trump has started now, and I cannot see Trump supporters. A lot of polls saying 65% people are turning against President Trump. They are voting against President Trump in every policy and every acts, whatever President Trump do. Especially after this war with Iran, people are not happy. They're facing inflation. They're facing higher prices of gasoline. That's why people are turning against President Trump. And the midterms are coming, and it's before midterms.